And so, but they did a good job. Like
Yeah,
they did a good job. They just got it wrong.
and they didn't have as much money.
No,
I
they
j
didn't. But
the
they could have done it right. You didn't need more money to fucking get the storyline right.
dude, there's
Fuck
no way you
faces.
have a dark tournament in that short amount of time.
No, but the Dark Tournament should have been season 2.
Right. They shoulda
Like they
just
should have
drug it
did.
out.
Yeah, they should have. Well, it wouldn't have been dragging it out
Well,
because
the
the anime
budget,
is
though.
longer. But I'm saying like the
You only
budget,
have so much to do so many
but
seasons,
and
so many
that's
episodes.
it's by season,
But
if
it's
that makes sense.
each
It's not
episode
like
is the
it's not like they
budget,
give
though.
you it's not like they give you $80 million and say, all right, you have to make a whole entire 8 seasons with this.
Yeah, they
They're like,
do.
hey, season one's greenlit. You have $10 million. Go.
Yeah, but you have to think, "Oh, shit, I only have 10,000,000. I have to figure out how many episodes I can actually film within that amount of money."
Nah, I don't think so. I think that's a stupid way to look at
What?
it. Yeah.
You have to look at it that way, 'cause
No.
each
Because
episode
you
costs a
because
certain amount
you're
of money.
but you're looking at when you're looking at it, you're thinking of it like, "Oh, I'm going to do as much of the storyline in these 5 episodes as possible." That's not what they should do. They should be like, "Hey,
No,
what
uh,
storyline can we do in these 5 episodes?" Okay, now we have to find a way to do this part of the storyline with this much money. That's the way it should be. And so they shouldn't have gotten as far as the Dark Tournament. And this is
yeah,
I don't
but
even know how you
you
can
don't
hold this argument when you don't remember the series and
No,
how
it's not
long it
about
was.
remembering the series, it's about mathematics. You cannot take into account how much, or you have to take into account, I should say, how much money you have versus what plot you can get through versus how long you can film the episodes
Yeah,
for
but
versus what you have access
they could
to.
have with this much money, with everything they showed, they could have had the starting point at the beginning and they could have ended it with them getting Genkai's powers.
Yeah, but you're talking about elongating the series, which means more money.
Right. But they don't get that's what I'm saying. They don't get a full fucking 80 mil. They're not like 80 million to do the entire series. That's not how they do it.
Yes, they
Because each
do.
season is greenlit one at a
You
time.
you know how much money you have for each season.
So you think they walk up? All right. So I guess this can be a more of an opinion based thing now. Now that I'm
No.
thinking about it, because so you think they walk up and they go, "Hey, guess what? We're gonna give you 80 million to do 5 seasons. You're
No,
good
no,
to
no, no,
go."
no, no, no. I think you're gonna say, "We're gonna give you 80,000,000 to do 1 season. Good luck."
That's what I'm saying. They say. I'm asking you what you're think.
That's what
You
I'm
think they do
thinking.
that? You
1
think they do?
season, you have 80,000,000. So
Yeah.
that
Then
means
just do.
you have to think, "Alright, with that much money, how can I separate each episode within that season, and how can I fit in the plot?" And within that, if you drag it out, that means, yes, of course, you're gonna have more seasons in the future, but the point being is, you're gonna need to have more seasons in the future, but the point being is, you need to understand each episode is going to cost a set amount of money. And if you can't fit all the plot within what you cost to spend, you can't do it. You have to speed it up, which is why live actions are so fast and they cut through so much shit
I
because
don't think that's how it works.
you
I don't
cannot
think that's how
fit
you do it.
everything in.
Right, but they still could have gone to that arc, and then they would have done season 2 as a because this isn't a long
But
series.
it
This isn't
costs a
One
shit
Piece.
ton of money,
This
is the
isn't One
point
Piece.
being.
Yeah, okay, I understand that, but I think the quality, like, but my point, like, all right, I'm trying to find the best way to explain it. Not that I agree with you, but I'm just trying to find
No,
the
I
right way
get it.
to
We can,
explain it out.
right.
And it's like, so I think when they're doing this, the problem is that they're thinking it's gonna end. They don't know when it's gonna end. And I think that's always going to be a problem whenever you start any kind of show because in both of our logics, all shows work this way pretty much. So what I'm trying to say is I don't think that's the right way to do it if they're doing it that way.
Yeah,
But I don't think they're doing it that way.
the process also includes, "Hey, I have this much money.
Yeah.
Send me a script of what you think we can get in, what you
Yeah, that
think
is part of the
we can
pro I
do."
agree.
And
Yeah,
they
I
go,
I agree
"Well,
with
I
that.
think I can get through this arc in this amount of time with that amount of money." And that's how they kind of start going back and forth about what they can or can't do.
On your logic, just so I can make sure I'm following along, on your logic, they're essentially saying, "Hey, we want to do this. Like this is what we're
I'm s-
thinking for like they go start with the show and how long they think the show will be as a whole, and they send that
Well,
script, and then
that's
they go, "That's too long. You need to cut it down for budget reasons."
they have a general long-term vision, but it's all
Right.
based on what they can do in the first season, right? So it goes hand in hand. If they think they're going to get through this section of the first season, they're thinking, all right, well, if we can get greenlit
All right.
for a season 2, season 3, season 4, this is how we're guessing. So,
Right.
but the main focus is the first
So
season, right?
right, but so what I'm asking you on your logic, so I'm because I'm trying to understand. So you're saying they're going, okay, so for the whole show, we want to do this many seasons, this
First
many episodes, this thing. No, listen, let me finish. So for the whole season, we want to, or for the whole show, we want to do this many episodes, this many seasons, and this is what our potential budget looks like, right? And then they're going, we don't have that kind of money, so we need to condense it. This first season needs to, how much can you get through in the first season, send it back? You're not saying that.
no. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying they have their money already up. They know how much money they're going to have at this point. So they're going to go, we have 100 million for this first season.
Right.
Here is the budget overall, just the
Okay.
first season. What is your script for what you think you could get out of the show? They come back, they get in their huddle. All right, for the first season, we're going to cover this arc or maybe multiple arcs depending on whatever anime.
Right.
But let's just say it's one arc for sake. We're gonna cover this one arc. Within this arc, we're gonna cover this hit point, that hit point, this hit point, and this hit point. Because the only reason why we can't put more hit points in or elongate it out is because if we do, it's not gonna get as appealing. It's gonna go like they have to estimate
I see what you're saying.
what filler we should put in to make it still appealing to
Okay.
get greenlit for another season. Does that make sense? So it's a battle
It
game.
so all right, so now I understand what you're saying. I still don't agree with it. I don't think that's the way they do it. So I don't think that's the way they do it. And if they do it like that, because you could be right, because I don't fucking know any
We
writers.
I don't know either.
Yeah, right. I don't fucking know any
I
studio
could
heads
be
that I can just
100%
fucking
wrong.
shoot text
I
to,
could be
right?
100% wrong.
So I don't think they do it that way. But if they do it, I think it's a stupid way to do a show. Now, with that being said, I know you think that's the way it works. Do you think that's a stupid way to do
I
it?
think that's a stupid way to do it
Okay.
because I'm on board with your ultimate reasoning, which was
Right.
why I wasn't
But
trying
you
to make it
think
an argument. I was just
right,
trying to
you think
explain
they
what I
yeah,
think
you
they
think
do
they do it this way, but you would prefer they did it like the way I describe
because
it,
me and
which is
you
probably what most fans think.
right, because fans considering assuming that
Fans.
they're assuming that they're like me and you
Yep,
and really enjoy anime to the point where they would make an anime podcast. No,
right.
but
Fucking nerds.
assuming that the people you're expecting to watch it are fans, we want a real good product. We want a real good plot.
Right.
So I agree with you. They
Yeah, we
should
just want a good product,
elongate
right.
it out. And because me and you are down for 10 live action seasons, if it
Right.
means you're hitting every part of the show, like
See
we would do that all day,
yeah,
but the money doesn't allow you. Is
right, and
is
so here's why I think they don't do it that way. And once again, fucking, we're probably both wrong. They probably do it a third way. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I'd be like, jokes on you, motherfuckers. We actually do it this way. We just throw darts at a storyboard.
right.
But it's like I think you're wrong because I think the first season when they decide the budget, I do think, they come in with the budget and they're like, hey, and they do go through some revisions and shit like that. Like that's normal process stuff for
Right.
anything.
Anything.
But I think that they gauge the financial literacy of a show based on that first season.
Yeah.
So I think that's why they wouldn't
100%.
they wouldn't try and cut it in there because you don't know how
Wouldn't try to
long you're
cut
gonna
what in
be able,
there?
like they wouldn't cut it up as much. That's why I think that process is wrong.
You don't think
Because
that
I
they
don't
cut
think
it
that no, I don't think they would try and cut it the way they did, like how they did in Yu Yu Hakusho, if they did it that way, because that first season is going to determine how much money you're going to make off of each season as long as it's good.
I'm still lost on what you mean by they wouldn't try to cut it that way. Because
So
are you
so
saying they wouldn't
the way they
what's
essentially
that
took
way, in other words?
all right, so they essentially took the first 60 episodes And I apologize if I'm wrong on the exact amount. I'm fucking coming up with this off the head. Sorry guys if I'm fucking wrong.
Right.
Fuck you.
Sorry, we went from sorry guys, sorry, fuck you.
Yep, how I think as a person. But it's like so they essentially put 60 episodes in these 5. So on that pacing, there's only like 100 if I recall right. There's only about 120 episodes of it completely. So that would mean they
2
turn the show
seasons.
2 seasons and it's done if they
If they
continue
kept
that
the same
pacing.
pace.
Right. So my point being is that you could potentially make more money by stretching it out.
Elongating it,
Right.
it's a risk.
So it's a risk, but the whole idea is the quality, right?
Right.
And the quality of the storyline
Well,
plus
and how
CGI.
many
There's always some
settings?
there's give and take there, right?
Right.
So I'm not
But we're
arguing
talking
that
about
aspect of it. What
like
I'm arguing is the point of it doesn't make sense to do it that way if the goal is finances because you're spending money to try and
that's what I'm
make money.
saying. Yeah, and but that's the thing
So
is how many investors do you have is my point. It's like if you
yeah,
have enough investors in the first season, you can do it.
yeah,
You just can't do that unless you have a absolute poop ton, shit ton of money. You need
a crap ton,
yeah, you need
turd
multiple
ton.
settings. The more filler you want to add into it,
I'm
the
picking up the
more
poop you're putting
settings.
down. Yeah, see what I did there? I
You
did a lot
know,
of poop jokes just like you.
that that's my ultimate
Mm.
point.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I wish one of these days we get big enough to where we can actually have someone on
And
and we
like
can fucking
question
ask
how
them.
they
Yeah,
actually
and
operate it,
talk to them about
how
that.
they process it.
Right. And
Yeah,
that'd be
that'd be
really cool
dope.
to see.